we get to talk about who's going to the Super Bowl. Is this exciting for you guys?
It is.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Well, as I'm sure many of you saw yesterday, the Chiefs are headed back to the Super Bowl, most likely with their most famous fan, Taylor Swift. So Taylor and Travis celebrated the big win with an incredible moment on the field. If you haven't seen it, here it is.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
And just moments before that big kiss, Taylor followed Travis's mom, Donna Kelce, onto the field. Donna looked like she knew what she was doing, helping to guide Taylor to see her man.
She's just walking.
Okay, well, all right, Al, you have a lot to say here. What do you think of all this? Is this a good thing for football?
It's amazing for football.
You like, because you didn't think this in the beginning.
No, I did not. And you know what I said to my girl this weekend? I was like, Taylor Swift is so popular. We talk about football on DBL. Whereas before her, if you and I were talking about the Chiefs right now, as soon as we went to commercial break, our EP Chris would be like, no more football talk. I mean, that's how she changes the structure of talk shows. She changes the structure of where the NFL is going and who they're marketing to. I'm sure we'll see different advertisements. So yeah, Erica, this is a good thing if you're interested in money.
Well, it's interesting. Well, Jeff, how do you feel about it? Because I feel like Al has a turn of he's changed. Have you changed?
I have. I just didn't know if Travis started playing poorly. That was the only thing I was worried about. Chiefs fans should be out of their minds, in love with Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes, because both of them are playing out of their minds right now, and now they're going to the Super Bowl. They might have a little edge on the 49ers. They got the juice going in. But let's get back to the matter at hand. These are two people that are in love. Other people, their wives come up, their coaches, this just happens to be the most popular person on the planet. That's why it's getting so much eyeballs, right? So I like the love part. And my youngest son, I almost called him Travis. I'm going to name my third one. My third one, Travis. Yeah, everyone. And if I have another one, it's Taylor for sure. But Leighton he's not really into football, but he's like, was that Taylor Swift? Because he knows who Taylor Swift is from all the YouTube videos. So he actually sat down. He's like, and then into the next game, he's like, is Taylor Swift here? I'm like, okay, buddy. The 49ers are playing. That was the last game. Stop asking about Taylor Swift. So I did get a little annoyed with that. But I'm in love with what NFL has done and what other people in talk shows have done. They've taken it to the next level. So that's on them. For these two, I'm happy for them.
Good for you. Look at that, Erica.
I know.
They switched. Okay, so here's a question for you. Speaking of Taylor Swift, is she the most powerful person in America? That was the joke Dakota Johnson made during her opening monologue on SNL. Take a look.
Look at this photo. Look at this collection of people. Sarah Palin, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, and look who's sitting right behind me. It's just crazy to be standing so close to someone who would become the most powerful person in America.
Derek Jeter?
No, not Derek Jeter. Taylor Swift. But was this really a joke? Because a new poll does show that Taylor could heavily influence the next presidential election, with a fifth of voters saying they're likely to back a candidate that she herself endorses. So what do you all think, Erica? Do you think that she's the most powerful person in America and that she could sway an election?
I think she's very powerful. I don't know if I think she can sway the thoughts and sentiments of people who are Taylor Swift loyalists, but I think we've also seen that may not necessarily translate into people going to the polls to vote. I think about, and I'll let you talk more about it, the example, but Taylor has been openly against and spoken out against Donald Trump. She also made herself a political target in a lot of ways, because when she spoke out during the social justice movement, it was at the height, and it was a time where a lot of people were very quiet because they could be, and it would have been very polarizing, and a lot of people felt like it was like a death to their career, but she did, and it was impactful. But then when it came to numbers in votes, what did that look like?
So to what Erica's alluding to in Tennessee, she was very adamant that that she did not want Marsha Blackburn to be the senator in Tennessee. So what she did is she was very open, and if you watch her documentary, you can see why that mattered to her, because she felt like that she had a voice, and she felt like as a feminist and as a woman, Marsha Blackburn, all of her policies went against that. Specifically, there was a bill about domestic violence that really upset Taylor Swift. So she went out and publicly endorsed the opposite candidate. Now, Marsha Blackburn won. So in that case, Taylor Swift's influence did not allow her candidate to beat Marsha Blackburn. However, the race was much closer than what it was anticipated to be. So there is some influence there. Also, on top of that, really quickly, Jeff, when she put up on her Instagram for people to register to vote, within minutes, 35,000 people were registered to vote.
This is a survey of 1,500 people.
Yeah.
I'm not really down with surveys influencing how people...
Do you think anybody could sway an election?
I think
that's a good question.
I don't know. Perhaps. But I have a goofy answer. Why don't you give a real one out?
No. What's your goofy answer? And then I'll go.
This has just gotten to a level. Like when I talk about love, and other people have taken it to another level. This is the other level. They got a survey of 1,500 people, and now they're pushing this agenda. I don't think Taylor Swift could influence the election, and I think if you're voting for someone based on Taylor Swift's who she's voting for, you probably shouldn't be able to vote. You should have your own agenda, not who your favorite pop star is. I'm going with them to lead this country. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, I think it's less about her telling people who to vote for. I'm assuming most Taylor Swift fans that follow her also like her because of her ideology, so I'm sure they already kind of line up.
That's interesting.
Anyway, so she kind of has those people anyway, and they're probably going to do what they were already going to do. I think what Taylor can do is shine a light on specific instances and put people's direction where they normally wouldn't go. So everybody knows Donald Trump is running for president. That's not really a big deal. But I think she could say, hey, we've got a big issue with homelessness in my hometown of Nashville. I don't know if that's where it's from. And, and she could get boots on the ground for stuff like that, I think, in huge numbers. I think more using her spotlight rather than like mind control. People have decided who they're voting for.
Interesting. I like that. I'm sure she will. I see a lot more philanthropy and activism in her future.